What's up, people? Welcome back to Invest with T-Claus. My name is Tevi, and this channel is dedicated to my investment journey, along with coverage on crypto, Tesla, Neo, Virgin Galactic, and ChargePoint. Come for the information and stay for the perspective. So this has been a very challenging and volatile week for ChargePoint after a strong start and moving up nearly 30% to $3.51. The stock pulled a full 180 and crashed to a new all-time low of $1.95. What happened? How are analysts rating the stock now? What comes next? And what am I personally doing as far as buying, holding, or selling in light of the most recent news? That is the focus of today's video. So as always, this is not to be taken as financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is my personal approach to investing and a thought process behind it. I'd recommend watching all the way through so that you don't miss out on any pertinent information I'll be sharing. Drop this video an early like if you haven't already, and smash that subscribe button. Those are two easy ways to show your support to the channel and help it grow if you appreciate the content. All right, let's get into it. Well then, to say that ChargePoint has been challenged recently from a stock price performance standpoint is an understatement. Prior to this week, the stock was already down 63.90% year to date. If you set aside the high interest rate environment that we're currently in, and we all know that that alone is already a big stress factor for a nonprofit generating company like ChargePoint, the company has been struggling, right? It missed the previous quarter revenue targets, recently had to raise an additional $232 million total, and the accelerating adoption of the Tesla NACS charger by the vast majority of automakers has made investors a lot more cautious on the stock. But we all know that when it rains, it pours, right? And so this week, it was announced that CFO Rex Jackson and CEO Pasquale Romano are both being replaced in their role. Rick Wilmer will take over as CEO. He has been with ChargePoint since July 2022, and in that time has been responsible for product management, development, engineering, manufacturing, and supply chain, as well as customer experience. And to boot, he comes with 30 plus years of industry experience. Rex Jackson appears to have suddenly departed, and Mansi Kitani will therefore serve as interim CFO until a permanent candidate is identified. My understanding is that Mansi was essentially second in command, and so this shouldn't be too rocky internally near term. But again, a change in executive leadership, especially when there are no previous warning this was coming, in itself is a good enough reason to cause some concerns. It could lead to a seamless transition, or it could lead to a change in the previously communicated timeline ChargePoint had committed to for reaching profitability. Again, that's currently slotted for end of next year. The last piece of news worth noting that materially impacted this week's performance is the revised revenue guidance. ChargePoint is set to host its earnings call on December 6th. However, they pre-released some of the available information as to minimize the impact when they hold a call. And they are expecting now third quarter revenue to fall in the range of $108 million to $113 million, well short of the $150 to $165 million that was previously expected. As I stated earlier, the macro backdrop has been a big part of the underperformance year to date, which is why we now find ourselves with an over 70% drop in the share price since the year started. So in light of all this news, the stock received two instant downgrades, right? Which is never a good thing. But Roth MKM downgraded the rating from a buy to a neutral with a $2 price target. Needham kept the buy rating, but downgraded the price target to now $4. The overall analyst rating has dropped from a strong buy to a moderate buy now, with 8 buy ratings instead of 10, 9 hold ratings instead of 2, but still 0 sell rating, and this is important to take note of. The high end of the range is unchanged at $17. Meanwhile, the low end dropped to $2 from previously $7. Now, the average consensus price target dropped to now $5.98 from just over $10 previously. Even so, this implies an incredible 196.04% increase from the current level and an over 7x return if you look at the top end of the current price range. The thing is, even when we return to the expected midpoint of the current price range, that is a triple return on your investment buying at the current level today, okay? So that's important to note. Which now brings us to, what does that mean specifically for me? Am I buying, holding, or selling? The reality of the matter is these are uncertain times and a change in leadership can be unnerving. That said, I stand by what I told you the last time I covered ChargePoint. The move towards electric mobility isn't going to stop, right? There is a significant need for increased infrastructure pertaining to EVs, and this is still the best, most reliable provider of level 2 charging solutions, both for public and commercial usage. So short of this transition stopping altogether, ChargePoint is in a prime position to succeed, and with the last cash raise, they have more than enough funds to continue operating for the foreseeable future. The last time we spoke, I only had 20 shares to my name, and so with the recent share price drop, I've taken the opportunity to increase my holding a decent amount to now 400 shares, dropping my average cost basis to $3.08, which I'm happy about. Now the goal for me is to up my holdings back to at least 1,000 shares and continue driving my cost basis even lower. Of course, I have to acknowledge that these are challenging times for the company. However, it is worth saying again, they are the leader and number one EV charging provider. The next earnings call is on December 6th, which should provide more clarity on the go-forward strategy now that they have a new CEO in place, right? So either way, the focus will continue to be on growth to match the EV adoption. The how is what the market will be waiting to hear a bit more details on in order to regain confidence. With all that said, personally, again, I have to reiterate this, I view this recent share price drop for a company I believe is critical to supporting the EV transition as a massive opportunity to add, okay? When it's all said and done, this is a stock that I believe has the potential to over 10x in the coming 2 years as they reach profitability. And frankly, I'm not missing out on that, as arguably this may very well be the lowest entry point we'll ever see short of them going bankrupt, which again is very unlikely at this point in my opinion, period. So those are my thoughts. But on that note, that's it for me today. If you found value in my content, click the like button and share with others who you think could also benefit from it. For my newcomers, subscribe, it's free, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so that you too can stay in the know. I'll be back on Sunday for my weekly video. Till then, you can keep up with me here on Twitter for crypto and NFT related news. Thank you for watching. Stay humble, hustle hard, and I'll see you in the next one.